the work of art in the Age of
Metaverse Reproduction.
Essay 16.
One of the
Most important social function of
digital media
is to establish equilibrium between human beings and the apparatus.
online content.
Achieves this goal not only in terms of man's presentation of himself to the camera, but also in terms of his representation of his environment by means of this apparatus. On the one hand,
Online content.
furthers insight into the necessities governing our lives by its use of close-ups, by its accentuation of hidden details in familiar objects, and by its exploration of commonplace milieu through the ingenious guidance of the camera. On the other hand, it manages to assure us of a vast and unsuspected field of action, Spielraum. Our bars and city streets, our offices and furnished rooms, our railroad stations and our factories seemed to close relentlessly around us. Then came
The digital domain and the subsequent metaverse.
and exploded this prison world with the dynamite of the split second, so that now we can set off calmly on journeys of adventure among its far-flung debris.
Within the screen, space expands. Within cyberspace, physical movement is invalidated.
And just as it
Virtual space.
not merely clarifies what we
Experience.
indistinctly in any case, but brings to light entirely new
Levels of consciousness. Suspension of time not only reasserts the importance of the present,
but discloses quite unknown aspects within
our reality,
aspects which
have no means of defining either a single global physical present moment or a precise cognitive present.
clearly it is another nature which speaks to the
Screen realm.
as compared to the eye. Other, above all, in the sense that a space informed by human consciousness gives way to a space informed by the unconscious,
And unhuman.
whereas it is a commonplace that, for example, we have some idea what is involved in the act of walking, if only in general terms. We have no idea at all what happens during the split second when a person actually takes a step. We are familiar with the movement of picking up a cigarette lighter or a spoon, but know almost nothing of what really goes on between hand and metal, and still less how this varies with different moods. This is where
Cyberspace.
comes into play with all its resources for
Redefining the parameters of any physical experience.
it is through the
Metaverse.
that we first discover the
Reality of virtuality.
just as we discover the instinctual unconscious through psychoanalysis. Moreover, these two types of
Experience.
are intimately linked, for in most cases the diverse
Interpretations.
of reality captured by
Virtual environments.
lie outside only the normal spectrum of sense impressions. Many of the deformations and stereotypes, transformations and catastrophes which can assail the
Virtual.
world in films afflict the actual world in psychoses, hallucinations and dreams. Thanks to the
Digital domain.
Therefore, the individual perceptions of the psychotic or the dreamer can be appropriated by collective perception. The ancient truth expressed by Heraclitus that those who are awake have a world in common while each sleeper has a world of his own has been invalidated by
Cyberspace.
and less by depicting the dream world itself than by creating figures of collective
Waking dream.
such as the globe encircling Mickey Mouse. If one considers the dangerous tensions which technology and its consequences have engendered in the masses at large, tendencies which at critical stages take on a psychotic character, one also has to recognize that this same technologization, Technisierung, has created the possibility of psychic immunization against such mass psychoses. It does so by means of certain
Virtual environments.
in which the forced development of sadistic fantasies or masochistic delusions can prevent their natural and dangerous maturation in the masses. Collective laughter is one such preemptive and healing outbreak of mass psychosis. The countless grotesque events consumed in
Digital spaces.
are a graphic indication of the dangers threatening mankind from the repressions implicit in civilization.
Free-for-all Fortnite battles and Minecraft habitats.
Trigger a therapeutic release of unconscious energies. Their forerunner was the figure of the eccentric. He was the first to inhabit the new fields of action opened up by
cyberspace.
the first occupant of the newly built house. This is the context in which
Miyamoto.
takes on historical significance.